Ethan Cole walked into the Grand Meridian Hotel with the calm confidence of someone who knew exactly who he was, yet preferred that no one else did. Dressed in simple jeans, a gray t-shirt, and an old leather jacket he'd owned since college, he looked more like a tech freelancer than the man negotiating a $600 million corporate merger, which was exactly how he liked it. Tonight, the hotel was hosting a lavish industry mixer, a perfect place to quietly observe the executives he would soon be partnering with. But Ethan hated being the center of attention. So he slipped in alone, blending into the buzzing crowd with ease. Crystal chandeliers sparkled overhead. Laughter and clinking glasses filled the ballroom. Groups of sharply dressed businessmen clustered near the bar, boasting loudly about deals, stocks, and the vacation homes they would soon buy. Ethan grabbed a glass of water and took a seat near the corner, until a sharp female voice cut through the noise. "Excuse me, you're sitting in our section." Ethan looked up. 3 young associates, 2 men in designer suits and a woman in a diamond-studded cocktail dress, were standing over him with smug expressions. Their badges read, Marston and Hale Corporation, the very company that was eagerly preparing to sign the $600 agreement with his firm. "I didn't see any reserved sign," Ethan said politely. The woman scoffed. "Yeah, well, it's not about signs, it's about level." Her eyes scanned him from head to toe. "Clearly you don't belong here." One of the men laughed. "Probably wandered in looking for the free food." Ethan didn't react. He'd dealt with people like them before. People who judged by clothing instead of character. "I'll move," he said calmly, standing up. But as he turned to leave, the second man accidentally bumped into him, causing Ethan's water to spill down the front of his shirt. "Oh, my bad," the guy smirked. "Let me get you something better." Before Ethan could step back, the man grabbed a glass of red wine from the table and tipped it forward. The wine splashed across Ethan's chest. Dark, sticky, unmistakable. The 3 burst into laughter. "Oops. Guess he needed some color. Think he can afford the cleaning bill?" A hush rippled around them as nearby guests turned to see the commotion. Some whispered, some looked away uncomfortably. But no one stepped in. Ethan stood there silently, the wine dripping from his shirt, his jaw tightening just slightly. Not from humiliation, but from disappointment. He had come tonight to meet the people who would soon represent Marston and Hale in one of the biggest financial deals of the year, and this was how their junior executives treated strangers. The woman waved her hand dismissively. Security should really keep people like him out. Ethan said nothing as he reached for a napkin, wiping his hands. But inside, one thought settled clearly. Tomorrow morning, when the board discovered who he really was, these 3, Ethan didn't bother arguing. His shirt was soaked, his jacket ruined, and his patience tested, but he wasn't there to win an argument with arrogant interns. He stepped out of the ballroom quietly, heading toward the restroom to clean up. Inside, the bright lights revealed the deep maroon stain across his shirt. He took a breath. He wasn't angry. He'd long learned that power didn't require raising your voice, but he felt something else. Clarity. These were the people representing Marston and Hale. Tomorrow's negotiation would be interesting. A knock came at the door. "Sir, are you okay?" It was a hotel staff member, a young man in a crisp uniform. His eyes widened when he saw the stain. "Did someone do this to you?" Ethan gave a small, amused smile. "I think the wine did most of the work." The staff member looked troubled. "I saw what happened. Those executives, they treat people like we're invisible." He hesitated. "Do you want me to report it?" Ethan shook his head. "No, thank you. But it will be handled." The staff member left, still concerned, while Ethan cleaned himself as best he could. He removed his jacket, dried his shirt under the hand dryer, and straightened his hair. He still looked slightly messy, but that didn't bother him at all. When he returned to the ballroom, something unexpected happened. The CEO of Marston and Hale, Jonathan Hale, himself was speaking with a small group near the stage. Ethan recognized him immediately. Late 50s, silver hair, sharp eyes, and a reputation for being shrewd but fair. And then Jonathan spotted him. "Ethan, is that you?" The room froze. The 3 associates who had bullied him earlier turned pale. Jonathan Hale strode toward Ethan with outstretched arms. "My boy, I didn't know you were coming tonight. You should have told me." The murmurs in the hall grew. People looked from Jonathan to Ethan, confused. The woman who had poured wine on him stared, her face draining of color. Jonathan reached Ethan and clasped his shoulder warmly. "Ladies and gentlemen," Jonathan announced loudly, "this is Ethan Cole, the man whose company we are finalizing a partnership with." Gasps rippled across the room. The male associate who splashed the wine whispered hoarsely to the others, He's
the Ethan Cole?"
the founder of Cole Dynamics?" The woman's eyes widened. No way." Jonathan turned to Ethan, frowning as he noticed the stain. "What on earth happened to your shirt?" Ethan replied casually, "Just a misunderstanding." Jonathan's gaze snapped toward his employees. He recognized them immediately. His expression hardened, completely. "You three," he said coldly. "Come here." They approached slowly, trembling. Jonathan didn't yell. He didn't need to. "Do you have any idea who you just disrespected?" he asked, voice icy. The first man stuttered. "Sir, we didn't know." "That's precisely the problem," Jonathan said sharply. "You treat people based on what you think they're worth." "You